What's good? What's good, everybody? Hope everybody is doing well today. I hope you guys had a amazing Saturday thus far. I figured I would hop on here. I saw a couple things marketing wise that I thought was pretty dope. And I was like, you know what? I think it's dope enough for me to come on here and share it. So I figured we'll talk about marketing and just connecting with your audience, understanding where your audience is coming from, the flow of everything. So that's what we'll be discussing today. So I'll let everybody kind of come in here. It's 36 seconds so far in the live. So as you guys come in, let me know where you're watching from, where you're at currently. If you're on the other side of the world, I'm currently in the US. So if you guys are out in Nigeria or Asia or whatever you are, just tap in and let me know. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I figured somebody was gonna say that off top. let me see, let me see what we got going on here. It's funny why I actually had this on though. I actually just came from a funeral. So I just was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep this on a record. But let me go to the when you do StreamYard, you can't actually see who the comment is from unless they have StreamYard. Oh, what's good, bro? Thank you for tapping in, man. I appreciate you tapping in all day, all day. Let me see. Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, that's what's up. I appreciate you tapping in from ATL. Thank you guys. I'll get started on the topics at hand at about the 2 minute mark. You know, 2 3 minute mark or whatever. I want everybody to be able to kind of come in, tap in, and share where they're watching from. All right, so today we're going to talk about a couple things that I've noticed. I saw something that was kind of dope when I was in Walmart the other day. I purchased this like gift set from a company that I use to shave. So it's called Harry's. Some of you may be familiar with it, some of you may not. But essentially, what it is Florida. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys tapping in from Florida. The Black King. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for tapping in. I appreciate that. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, who's tapping in from Florida? Let me see what it says. Oh, Brian Wilson, what's good, brother? I appreciate it. I appreciate you tapping in as always. But I want to get into the story, but that's at the same time trying to let everybody come in. So I'm gonna wait until like the 3 minute mark, and then I'll get into the story of what happened when I went to Walmart and the process and what I kind of gathered from the process. So as you guys come in, let me know where you guys are watching from. I am here in Florida right now, United States, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about what I gathered from it and how my mind thinks when it comes to just products and marketing and connecting with your audience and advertising. So let's see. We're a little over 3 minute mark now. I'm excited, bro. I'm ready to get into it. So I went to Walmart the other day and I purchased this gift set. It was like a gift set for a company that I use. Basically, it was like shaving cream, a razor blade, that whole thing. This isn't important because this isn't specific to any company. What I'm gonna tell you throughout the story and what I learned from it is what you can do in your own business and what you can do with your own products and what you could do just in general. So don't pay attention to so much of what the company is and think like, oh, okay, I can't really relate. I want you to pay more attention to the process behind it and what you can actually do with the process in your own company, your own business, in your own life. So I purchased this gift set from Harry's. So Harry's, cool. And it comes with everything else. What I didn't know it came with was a card, and a lot of companies come with cards. Now I purchased this from Walmart. They have no idea that I purchased this. A lot of companies, when they sell their things in retailers, they don't know who specifically purchases it. So what happens is if you have like a debit or credit card that you use when you go to certain places like Walmart, for example, they use a system that it records your purchases and what you've done in the past. And that's how they're able to send you out mailers and say, okay, you may be interested in this or you may be interested in that, because they're basically looking at where your card is getting charged from. So they're able to know. So like Walmart is able to know all your transactions that is charged on that one exact debit card. That's how they can track your purchases, and they sell that information to other credit card or other companies. Like your credit card, for example, it sells the information that you have to marketing companies. That's how they make money. You agree to that when you sign up for the credit card. They're able to sell your transactions over. They're not saying, this is their balance or anything like that, but they are saying, hey, this is what this person spent. They spent money at X, Y, and Z. So you can market to this person like this. So long story short, when I purchased this from Harry's, when I purchased it at Walmart, it came with this card. This card actually, you've seen these cards all the time, like they'll try to promote something or whatever. But what this card actually did that was unique to me, and I've seen it like one or two times before, but what is unique about the way they did it was they wanted to actually know who their customer was, who their clientele was. So when on their card, what they say is they'll give you a $10 gift for free and pay for the shipping for free. So essentially, what they're doing is they're paying $15 to acquire your information. That way they can market to you. That way they know, okay, this is the person who bought the item in Walmart. Now I have them in the database. Now I can market to them. Now I can sell them. Now I can, retarget them because I know they're already interested in our products because they purchased this. Even if they didn't purchase it, someone else who got it, that's somebody who may be interested in the product. So that's basically my target demographic. So when you think about acquisition cost, they're willing to pay $10 to $15 or whatever because of shipping, just so they can know who you were. You see what I'm saying? So they can know your first and last name. They can know your address. Now they can market to you. They can say, okay, I know you're interested in these products, so let me send you these discount codes. Let me try to keep you as a customer for life. Because when you acquire a client or a customer, whatever the case may be, your goal is to increase the lifetime revenue of that client. And you can't do that if you don't know who that client is or you don't know who your demographic is. So that's essentially what they did with this. They hooked you with a card in a free offer, which means they was willing to pay $10 to essentially get that. Comment below. Let me know if you guys have seen this kind of strategy before, if you have thought that way before. So immediately that's where my mind goes to. I said, if someone's giving you something for free, then there's something else behind it. They're gaining something. So what are they gaining with that? When it comes to like business and marketing, you see what I'm saying? Like, okay, we got a comment here. It says, but that's actually genius because most big time advertisement costs is way more. And I love that strategy. Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, most people don't think like that. So if you're thinking of, okay, how can I acquire this client's information? Because if you think about if you've ever done Facebook advertising or you've ever done Google advertising, what happens is a lot of times you're doing lead collection. So you're essentially paying X amount of dollars to collect a certain amount of leads. And sometimes that information is fake. Sometimes the information is, not that good, or they weren't really interested. They were just trying to get through the form. But with something like this, you're going to have their correct information every single time. So that means you're going to know what their name is. You're not only going to know their name, but you're going to know their address, which is so important to have their address and their email and their number, possibly as well, if you have that in the sign up form. And then you give them a $15 free gift, whatever that is. You value the gift, so it can cost whatever amount to you. But I'm just saying $15 acquisition costs. For them to make it probably doesn't cost that much. But the fact that they're willing to give up that to acquire that lead, that shows you how valuable you are as a person, how valuable your information is to a company. And that's the same way you should look at it when it comes to your company and what you're doing. It's valuable that you have information on the people who are interested in what you're offering. That's the reason why people who were collecting emails a long time ago and trying to get your name and your information and things of that sort, it was so important for them to get that information because they needed to know your customer profile. They needed to know your type so they can market to you. So when you go into these big name stores and they're asking, hey, sign up for this or whatever, all we need is your telephone number. The purpose of that is so they can market to you, and then it can also track your purchases so they know what type of person that you are. They can categorize you and they understand like, okay, this is how I market to this person. And then they can also research it. So when they put it in the analytics and they look at the AI or whatever, or the AI analyzes it, they can say, okay, this type of person purchases this amount of things this many times. So obviously this category is popular with this type of customer profile. So I know we're diving deep into a whole bunch of other stuff, but I was so excited to jump on here and share this that I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna just go for it. I'm just gonna talk about it because I just think it's such a dope process that I don't think a lot of people think about when it comes to marketing and customer acquisition. When you're in a big box store, for example. So yeah, man, I want you guys to comment and tell me what type of experiences that you've had when it comes to marketing. What are the most creative ways you've seen someone market or try to collect your information? Uh, what type of things have they given you? Or what lead magnets have they used in the past? Let's have a discussion. Let's talk about it, because these are the things that are exciting to me. These are the things that get my blood rushing. So when I'm in a business, or I'm in a company, or whatever the case is, I'm always analyzing, like, how are they making money? How are they making money? What ways are they making money? What ways aren't they making money that they could be making more money? What streams of income could they be gathering? Even when I'm talking to my friends who are successful, it's the same thing. It's the same conversation. Like, I'm excited to think, okay, they're doing X, Y, and Z, but have they implemented AI, or have they implemented this, or this can make their business flow seamlessly by incorporating something else in it. Like, that's just how my mind works. And I'm just curious on how you guys look at it when you go to certain businesses, or you go to certain areas, and you're just purchasing your items or whatever it is. Like, what's that experience like for you guys? Comment below, let me know. I'm looking at the comments to see. One person says Google. Yeah, Google definitely is always trying to collect as much information as possible from you. Every time you're Googling anything, they know you, they understand you. All their products is about data collection, because data is the most valuable thing. And it's been the most valuable thing for obviously the last 15, 20 years. So anytime that you're not paying for a service, you're the product. And you've seen that so many times, like on Facebook, for example. You're the product. Your data is the product. What you're posting is the product. When you have an anniversary, they are able to sell that data to advertisers. So, for example, if I'm advertising and I have a photo shoot special, let's say I'm a photographer, for example, and I want to advertise specifically to people who do anniversaries or have anniversaries coming up. Facebook has that information, so I'm able to do that. So you pretty much sold your information to them, uh, quote unquote sold, right? Your information to them, and now they're able to sell it to someone else. So let me see. Fresh with the suit. Don't hurt us with sharpness, man. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Love ChatGPT. Yeah, ChatGPT is awesome. I do want to get on that. I don't know if you guys have seen that the new product they've launched, which is incredible. It's called Soro. Have you guys seen that yet? Soro is going to do a lot of damage, not damage in a negative way, but in a positive way. It's going to reshape the way that we approach video creation when it comes to movies, when it comes to video production, TVs, B-roll is going to be incredible. It's going to change the game. So I want you guys to know, like, Soro is just awesome. Like, I'm really excited to see what Soro is going to do. I'm really excited to use Soro. And man, you guys, if you haven't seen that, you got to be tapped in. He came suited. Absolutely, man. I was ready. I was ready. I was ready. Let me see. Hold up. Let me see. I appreciate you tapping in as well. Facts. Even with ChatGPT or Copilot, you're definitely the product, even with the low cost. That's a fact. Haven't seen Soros yet. So if you guys haven't seen Soros yet, essentially what it's going to do is, just like ChatGPT and Dolly, you're going to be able to type in a text prompt, and that text prompt will come to life. It'll literally create an entire video based off of the text prompt that you've given it. So if you say, an African American male walking downtown New York on a sunny day, it will create a video of exactly that. Crazy. Like a realistic video to where it would look like a human being is actually walking, not like an animated, like a real live person is walking based off of your text prompt. I want you to see how insane that is and how crazy that is. So for B-roll, like when it comes to TV production, if you say, I need a drone shot of Big Sur, and this is an example they actually shown, that's how where I got it from, but I need a drone shot of Big Sur, the area, and I need to, pan from left to right or whatever the case is. It'll literally do a drone shot, so you don't have to worry about, I need to go get I need to pay someone who has a drone to come out, shoot this film, shoot this scene. You won't have to do that because you can literally text prompt it. And it's so good right now. And to think that this is going to be the worst that it's ever going to be is crazy to me. So how good it is right now, and for it to be the worst that it's ever going to be, is like in a year from now. Right now, it already looks realistic. And it has like some like hiccups, obviously, just like anything. But in a year is going to be even crazier. So I want you guys just to think about that when it comes to your own businesses, your own paths, your creativity, whatever it is, like to have a text prompt to where you can type in something and it literally creates the video, it creates the script, it creates the pictures, the thumbnail. I mean, what the only thing, it doesn't have the sound on it. It's just going to be just the visuals. But I want you guys to understand how crazy that is. Like the level that we've got to, that level that AI has advanced. Like less than a year ago, it was like a terrible AI video that they made when you did a text prompt. It was awful. So to see what they're doing now is called Soros. You can look it up. But it's awesome. It's another Chat GPT client. But it's incredible. It's super exciting. I know we started on marketing and then somehow I got to AI, but I was just so excited about that. I was like, man, I gotta share it with you guys because I just feel like it's mind blowing. And if you don't know about it, you have to research it. You have to check it out. It's just dope, man. It's just dope. Have you guys heard about that? Have you guys tapped into it yet and watched the videos? Right now, I'm reading the comments, so you see me looking down. That's the reason why. Yeah, I definitely love Dolly. Absolutely. Yeah, sound like Sora's about to be lit. It does, man. It's incredible. It's incredible, man. It's incredible. So the other topic that I wanted to hit on, and before I go to the next topic, obviously you guys can ask any questions and I'll respond and give you my feedback on whatever. So if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, definitely ask me questions. This is the time to do so. Anytime I'm live, I'm like, I'm open, man. I'm open. I'm ready to just chop it up, have a good time, and what I'm saying, just enjoy the experience with you guys. This is a community at the end of the day. This isn't just about me talking, but it's about us kind of, having that collaboration and communication to unlock different thoughts. A lot of times I've realized that when I'm in different spaces with different people will bring different answers out of you based off of their conversation or their energy a lot of times. So feel free to ask me any questions and I'll see what I think of as far as a response to you. And it could be something golden or it could be something crazy. So I don't know. We'll find out together. So, but the next topic I wanted to hit on was just connecting with your audience. So, one of the things that I've realized throughout my life in just creating, cultivating a audience or people who are reliant on your word to a certain extent or you're listening to hear what you have to say or your thoughts or opinions when I've evaluated the scene not just for myself but for other people is that the key is authenticity. That's the key. When you're authentic to who you are, to your core, you'll connect with the right audience. But when you're not, you connect with people that aren't really there for you and people that will be swayed by anything. But your core audience from your authenticity is always going to be there. They're always going to rock with you regardless of whatever happens. And that's one of the things that I've learned just over experience and time that when someone can drop out or switch up on you and stuff like that out of nowhere, that just is a telltale sign that that person wasn't really, aligned with you to begin with. Because people in general, when they're really about what you're talking about and they really what I'm saying, resonate with your spirit and your energy and everything like that, they don't just fall off based off of like one disagreement or one ideological difference. You see what I'm saying? Like that's a whole different discussion, and I feel like I kind of like went deeper on that than I actually wanted to, but I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. But connecting with your audience is important. You see how I just switched back to what I mean. Connecting with your audience is like really important. And I just got a question in. I think it's a dope question. So I'm gonna actually answer this before I get back to the connecting with your audience point. So where do you see the future of marketing within the next to 5 to 10 years? That's a great question. That's a fantastic question. So with AI the way it is right now, you can pretty much create anything, but it's all done by prompts. So when you type in something, you can create it. So it's still going to be a human element to the creation of content in some form or fashion. Just because you have to have prompts, you have to have the creativity. So when I think of marketing, I think of right now, we're seeing more organic marketing. So one of the things that I actually want to discuss, and I appreciate you asking that question, was Kanye's latest commercial that he did that everybody's kind of like talking about, and a lot of people are doing memes on, or basically they're doing their commercial just the same as his. So when he hopped on, if you haven't saw it, he basically paid $7 million. He hopped on, he did a selfie video of him in the car, and essentially it was like this. He was like, "Hey, I paid $7 million for a commercial. This is Yay. and I got some shoes. I got this. I'm gonna put it all at $20. Go to Yeezus.com. All right, that's it. And then that was it. That was literally the end of the commercial. It was 30 seconds. He was done. And he made $19 million in 24 hours. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's very, he literally recorded on his iPhone. So he was like, I didn't have no money for the production of the video, whatever the case is. So here we are. But it was just such a dope organic experience that it hit people, and they was like, you know what, I like that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's more of a direction of marketing in general. I felt that way before I saw the commercial because I've noticed that a lot of people kind of strayed away from that whole bling, flashy. I got this expensive car. I have this expensive house. Look at me, follow me because of this. And people gravitating more towards people who are just authentic, people who don't have like makeup on or a bunch of filters, people that are just walking around, you know what I'm saying? Like in their house and slippers and shoes, whatever. Like it's just a very organic, like natural human element to their content. I think people are just really gravitating towards that more than anything. And I feel like that's going to continue. When it comes to this just social media space and marketing, when it comes to like big budget advertising, I don't think that's going to necessarily shift exactly the same way. I think they'll always want to just kind of push the bar and make it a little different, just in my opinion. But when it comes to like social media aspect and X and Facebook and Instagram and all these different platforms, I think it's going to go more to organic. Like I'm just going to be myself. I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to really show you who what it is, and we're just going to chop it up and have a conversation. I think people are going to really gravitate towards that a lot more in the future. But that was a great question, bro. Hopefully, I answered that sufficiently. I felt like I kind of went on a tangent a little bit, but hey, we live, man. That's my excuse every time I do something crazy. I'm like, yo, we live. It is what it is. But that question came from Terrence. So yeah, any other questions, man? I love that. If anybody else had any questions, please comment below. Let me know, and we'll get into it. But talking about connect with your audience, man. Like what I'm doing now is essentially connecting, just having that real conversation, being able to answer questions, being able to chop it up, and just be available. You know what I'm saying? In a capacity that most people don't want to show up in. For sure, definitely, absolutely, bro. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for asking the question. And you know what? I want to ask you guys this question. What do you guys think about Beyonce? And I have some friends that are like super Beyonce fans. So I'm not. This ain't shade or nothing like that. I'm just asking a question right now. I'm literally trying to just gauge what you guys think about this. So I saw someone, or maybe an article, or maybe somebody asked me this. I don't remember, but they basically said, what do you think about actually no, somebody definitely asked me this. They said, what do you think about Beyonce's lines that she's come out with, like her clothing line and her perfume line and all this other stuff, and how it hasn't really had the type of success that people would expect it to have? And it was like, her music has always done well, but what do you think about just that aspect of it as far as her marketing goes or her branding goes? Like, so I'm asking you guys, what do you guys think about that? What do you think about her marketing, her brand? Do you feel like her brands outside of herself, Blue Ivy or different things like that, has been successful? Or do you feel like it could have been more successful? And if so, why could it have been more successful? Like, what would have changed that trajectory for it when it comes to Beyonce's like marketing of her other companies that she's doing? And I just got another question. So while y'all answering that in the chat, let me know what y'all think about that. Because I'm really curious, because some people say her stuff has been successful. Some people are like, nah, she could have definitely did better with X, Y, and Z. So let me see here. How do you think AI is going to evolve in terms of connecting to one's audience and marketing within maybe the next 3 years or so? Let's see. So that's a good question. That's a good question. I think the main purpose of AI that you should use as a content creator is utility. So you need to be able to understand what the end goal is before you're going into the AI. You should be able to, and I think in the next 3 years, as it evolves, because ChatGPT is already crazy, and so is Opus Clip, which I use to chop up stuff, and what's that last one that I always use? Oh, Dolly. That's why I use them in my thumbnails. So all those are already crazy. So when it comes to connecting with your audience or just, I guess, staying present, all those tools are going to continue to be even more useful. So with Opus Clip, it basically is going to chop up all your long form clips like this live I'm doing right now. It's going to chop it up, get the highlights, and it's going to enable me to schedule them and put them out there. So the next 3 years, it's going to continue to do that, but just at a higher level to where it'll help me not only get my word out there, it'll also help me put my B-roll on there, and then it'll post it for you. So it's like only thing you're doing at that point is you're doing the video, you're doing the audio, whatever the case is. But outside of that, it's constantly taking the information that you've already provided it, the input that you've given it, because it's always going to be an input based thing, the input that you've given it, and it's able to put an output out. So not only is it scheduling a post, but then it can follow up with the people who are interested in learning more about you, or it can send the email out, it can respond to the email, it can respond to the text. Right now, I have a AI that responds back to all the text messages. So everything that people text to the customer service line for one of my companies, the AI actually can respond back to it and communicates with it to where it's not like I don't have to have a customer service agent all the time live to respond back because it can answer most questions. And then if someone emails you, you can do the same exact thing. You can have it set up to where the AI automatically is able to respond and talk back to it. So I think in the next 3 years, it's going to pretty much get to the level to where you're able to set up all the prompts and it'll be easier than it is now. Right now, you have to have some kind of technical know-how to be able to go in and kind of like connect everything when it comes to like Zapier and stuff like that. But when it comes to more so, I'm trying to think of like a simplified way to put it. So right now, I just basically explain like, hey, you need to do what I just explained, right? You're gonna have to go to Zapier. You're gonna have to have like a Ring Central account. But basically, that's like a texting account, and you'll connect Ring Central to Zapier, Zapier to ChatGPT, and that's how you'll do it. I think in the next 3 years, it's going to be so simplified to it'll be like an all-in-one solution where you just tap one button and it connects. It automatically texts people for you, automatically emails people for you, and you don't have to worry about any of that. So it just makes it makes it like a smooth, clean process. I wonder if Beyonce likes engagement to fans outside of concert plays a part of her ventures not connecting as hard as they thought it would. You typically only see her with paid access concert. You know what? I think that may be the case, man. I think that may be the case. And I have read sometimes that people are saying, it's difficult to connect with her or whatever. Some people say that. Some people say like they like it. So obviously, it's the beehive. And that's one of the things I'm like, yo, it's certain groups of people you don't mess with. I'm not messing with them. I want y'all to know that I'm not messing with those people. Not at all. I'm just curious on the conversation when it comes to just the marketing aspect of it. Everybody knows that she's a incredibly hard worker. She makes dope albums and everything like that. But just from a business aspect of with her separate brands, do you think that she promotes it as well as like for example Rihanna with like what is it, Fenty? Like everybody knows Fenty and everyone knows I forgot who's the other person. One of the Kardashian people. They have like a makeup line too. I believe. What's the name of that? I think it's I don't know the makeup line. But I know that she has something too that is like $1 billion brand or something like that. So why is that the case? Why is hers $1 billion brand and Rihanna's is $1 billion brand as well? But let me see. Uh, let's see. It says B doesn't relate to fans as well in her line. That could definitely be the case. They relate to her music, but they don't relate to the products, or it doesn't resonate as much. Like we were just talking about Ye, and with Ye, I mean, whatever he does, his fans are like so connected to him. Like he's like polarizing. So they love everything he does. Let me see. Hold up. Mystique is great marketing, but I feel it limits you in some aspects. I think so too. I think so too. I think we're past the age of when you could just drop something and not announce it, not talk about it. Like they feel like they have to have more access to you when it comes to certain brands if you're putting your name behind it. Now, I think maybe if you don't attach your name to it and you just pretend like, oh, I'm just a sponsored person for this, maybe it's different. That might be it. Let's see. Rihanna is way more personable, so I'm not shocked that her products connect. Yeah, you definitely. I think with Rihanna, you definitely feel more of a personal element to it as well. Like you're able to connect with her. I mean, we know a lot more when it comes to her life. Like she shares a lot more. So maybe that's the reason why people don't feel like they are able to, connect as well. That might be it. Let's see. Singing is one thing because she's good at it and a hard worker, but that's mainly for herself and how she performs as an entertainer. Products catered specifically for others is different. I think that's true. I think that's true. I think no one can take away her talent. She's an incredibly talented artist and a hard worker. It's just interesting, like you mentioned, when it comes to like products, why it hasn't really translated. Because generally speaking, you see like that translate across the board when you're like a talented artist. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. When the person asked me that, I was like, I really don't know the answers to that myself. I have no idea why that's the case. It's just kind of interesting because usually people who are that talented, everything they touch is kind of like gold. But I guess when you guys are speaking of it, just like the personable touch of it, like the personable conversation of it. So that is kind of interesting. But Kanye, yeah, I know everything Kanye drops, it's going crazy. It's gonna be lines out in the store. Like his marketing is just crazy. Like the rollout of this album was insane. I don't know if you guys listen to Vultures, but when I checked it out, I had it playing and it was just dope. Like just the vibes, the energy. It was just like regular Kanye. And if you're a Kanye fan at all, you probably appreciate it as well. But more so than anything, I always look at like the marketing behind it, the advertising behind it, the rollout, the strategy behind it, the concepts behind it. And what I found was like it was just executed perfectly. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't miss a beat. like like everything that kind of comes together always. It always comes together like the way it should. So I don't know, bro. It's interesting, it's crazy, but it's dope, man. It's dope. Hold on real quick. I got another message here. I don't see the name. How does that even happen? It didn't show me the name of the person, but somebody said, "What's up? How you doing?" So I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I appreciate you tapping in. But yeah, man. So other than that, what y'all guys got going on this Saturday, man? Because I'm honestly, I am just chilling right now. I'm in here just having a good time. Honestly, I don't have nothing I got to do right now, so I was like, let me hop on live real quick, see what y'all got going. When you start to see Kanye publicly, I already know he's about to sell something. He masked it well. He starts popping out occasionally months in advance. That's a fact. You're right. Like Kanye does stay under wraps because I feel like he was under wraps for like a year. And then all of a sudden you just saw Kanye popping up. One spot he got like a mask on. The next spot he got his girl cheeks out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always a bunch of random stuff or whatever. It's just spottings. Like he'll just get caught by TMZ. Then he'd be just in the news crazy and stuff like that. Then all of a sudden, like, oh, he about to drop this album. He about to have something coming out. Let's see. Not always. Beyonce is very private and honestly at times out of touch. I think it may reflect her products and marketing lines. Yeah, that may be the case. And it's crazy because I had never thought of it like that until that person asked me that question. And they were really like, yo, like, what's your take on that? And I hadn't even thought about it. I was like, oh, you're right. I haven't seen a lot of the products really have like long standing type of presence when it comes to products. Like a lot of times I see like what I was talking about with the Fenty Beauty thing or whatever. I still see that. I mean, that's Rihanna's, but I'm like, man, I still see that. And even when you think of like a lot of different brands from a lot of different artists or whatever, like Yeezys, you still see all of like his stuff popping. Wherever he goes, wherever the situation is, he's making money off of it. And I keep using that as an example because I'm just thinking of like people who are like maybe more polarizing that, put out their message or whatever the case may be, and the sales that they're able to obtain from that. So it's just interesting to me when you look at the dynamics between different artists. But obviously, I think at some point it comes down to like, you're already paid. She's already a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's already a billionaire. She's like, you know what? If I make money off of this, cool. It can kind of be like a side project or a side hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? If I make money, I'll even do that. You know what I mean? We do this too. Like we'll jump on something and we'll be like, I like this. I'm gonna throw some money at it and see what happens. If nothing happened, cool. And that may be how she approaches when it comes to like some of the product lines or some of the business she decides to associate herself with. Because I don't blame Beyonce for her level of privacy though. People are waiting for a headline the minute she starts talking. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. And we've seen it happen too many times too. So it's kind of crazy. Like you can, I don't think she's one of the type of people that it would matter for as far as it diminishing her. You know what I'm saying? Like she's reached a level where I think no matter what, they're gonna rock with it. Her fan base at least. But they're waiting for it. And it's like, why even make yourself susceptible to that if you don't have to? If you're already paid, you're already good. It's like, what's the next level? Like there's no other level for her musically. Like her superstar is already at the top. It's nothing else you can do. Another thing too, my sister once said that Beyonce doesn't allow people to miss her. Lately, she's always up front, especially with music. People may be tired of her, and it could also reflect in her products. That could be the case. That could be the case. And it's interesting because, like, I guess maybe she's at an age now to where it's like she's ready to kind of retire. I think she said that she's doing the last her last thing or whatever, her last live tour. So maybe that's it. She's just like, yo, I'm trying to get out as much as I possibly can while I'm at this age, and that's it. So I don't know. It's interesting though. It's definitely interesting, and it's different. I just thought that was a good question. But Kanye rollout, crazy. That was crazy. So Vultures is crazy. And right now, what I'm doing is I'm actually looking up the Soros thing. I'm gonna try to see if I can share it with y'all. I want y'all to see this video, man. I want y'all to see how crazy this is, like how realistic this is. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm about to pull it up and see if I can share my screen with you guys. So Open AI and Sora. Hey, I was pronouncing it wrong the entire time. Forgive me. I was saying Soro, but it's a Sora with an A. Hold up. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can show this to you. Picture in picture layout, cinema layout. Okay, present. All right, share screen. I want to share this tab right here. All right, can y'all see this? Let me know if y'all can see this. I want y'all to see how crazy this is. I think she might. What is that? I think she might retire and then drop randomly every 6 to 8 years. I think so too. She might do a Jay-Z. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. I don't blame her either. Privacy is great. Plus, she's known for music more than her clothing line. Rihanna is actually known for Fenty because she was promoting it even in her musical hiatus. I think so too. Yeah, she was. I think so too. All right. Let me know if y'all guys can see this real quick. This Open AI joint. This is what I was talking about earlier. And it's called like Sora. I think I said Soro. Can y'all see it? Just comment, let me know. This is the first time I ever shared screen on a live, so I have no idea if this is working. If this is working or if you guys can only see me. I love it. All right, bet. All right, so let me go through. This is one of the videos from a text prompt. So somebody literally just typed in a text prompt, and this is the actual video that came out of it. So if y'all look at this, like they probably said a woman walking in downtown Tokyo with a black jacket and a red dress and boots. Look how crazy this is for a text prompt. And I think they said it comes out quick, like in the same amount of time that ChatGPT like generates anything else like Dolly. Y'all can't tell me that's not insane. Like that is crazy. Look at the detail. Oh, they got a close up and they have the reflections. Look at the reflections. Imagine how it's going to look in a year. Like this is, y'all can't tell me that's not crazy. Got the hair follicles and stuff. Oh, let me see. There's another one. Excuse me. Oh, here's the prompt right here. So several giant woolly mammoths approach trending through a snow meadow. So that was the prompt, but y'all can see it. Crazy. Hold up. This is the example I was telling you guys earlier about Big Sur. So this is AI. This isn't a drone. This isn't like somebody. Here's the prompt: drone view of waves crashing against the rugged cliffs along Big Sur's Gray Point Beach. Animated scene features a close-up of a short, fluffy monster kneeling beside a melting red candle. Crazy. What is this? A generous rendered paper craft world of a coral reef. That's crazy. What the heck? What is this? I haven't actually seen this one. The close-up shot of a Victorian crowned penguin pigeon. I didn't even know they had different versions of pigeons. That's wild. Hold up. What's this? A photorealistic close-up video of two pirate ships battling each other as they sail inside of a coffee cup. A young man at his 20s is sitting on a piece of cloud in the sky reading a book. That's wild. Like, y'all can't tell me that's not wild, yo. Like, as a text prompt to be able to create this, that's crazy. That's crazy. What did you guys think about that? Let me stop the screen real quick. All right, reality is going to be a luxury in a few years. That's a fact, man. Because, whew, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I think that was and obviously you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like at some point there was a protest or a something in the movie industry where they were like they don't want to sell their intellectual property. And something in a contract to where they were trying to take the actors' intellectual property and essentially use their likeness in movies without their consent or something like that. And they were like, no, we're not agreeing to that because AI was getting to that level of, it's that good now. I believe that was something. I could be wrong and I had to look up that story, but I believe that's what they were talking about at one point in time, which is crazy to even think about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy to even think about. So for me, I'm like, what do you guys? I know for me, like I'm already thinking of, okay, I can have B-roll. I can see where TV production can be used with this. I can see where like movie studios can use this. What are you guys thinking right now in your mind? Like, how can this be used? Like, and I know it's some crazy ways that it could be used, but what they're gonna do is they're gonna have like a lot of blocks and stuff like that, like what they do with Dolly. But for me, I'm like, man, that's gonna be wild. It's gonna be crazy because I think a lot of people are going to uh I won't say lose jobs, but be displaced. They'll have to like basically make themselves more valuable than the text prompt. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to be able to say, if I need a B-roll, why do I have to call this videographer to come in and take this? If I could just hit it with a text prompt real quick until it gets it right. If you don't get it right, for the first 10 times, it doesn't matter because it only takes me a couple seconds to put in a text prompt. So I feel like it's going to be tough for videographers when it comes to like B-roll. But then also, I feel like it's going to be advantageous when it comes to like movies and different things like that when it comes to trying to get certain shots. And not only that, but I feel like it's going to take um, just like regular content creators that don't have like a huge production budget or don't have like drones or cameras. It's going to take that to the next level. Like, for example, Terrence and we could shoot like a whole short film with this pretty much. We can act in it, we can do everything, and then we could immediately, you know what I'm saying? Like use ChatGPT and Sora to make it pop. You know what I'm saying? Add the B-roll to it. So it's like I'm coming in from into a big city and just chopping it up. And it's like a movie style, but we really didn't pay a lot of money for it because we have the AI technology. Like that's where our mind goes to. Like, how can I utilize these tools? So I don't know. It's exciting. Let me see. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It is crazy. That was one of the things that led to the strike. I thought so. I thought that was one of the things. Yeah. I just didn't remember the exact specifics of it, but I thought that was like one of the things that led to it. Facts. If you're a wedding videographer, you're safe for now. Exactly. Because, obviously you have to get real time what they got going on. But I'm like, man, some of those videographers, well, I mean, obviously music videos and stuff like that, B-roll. I mean, but if those people that need like that were getting drone shots for B-roll and stuff like that, they're not gonna be needed. They're not gonna be needed as much. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I just feel like the industry is just gonna keep changing to the point to where you're just gonna have to be more skilled. You're gonna have to be more skilled. You're gonna have to elevate your resume and be able to bring something else to the table outside of just the tasks that need to be done. And for me, what I think of is just your creativity. Like your mind to be able to have a vision of what you want to see, that's what people are going to pay for more than anything. People already pay for that, but I'm saying that's what's going to separate you from everyone else, like your vision in your mind. So I would tell everybody, if you could now tap into your own personal vision, not what everybody else has going on, not what everybody else is doing, but tap into like who you are internally so you can really see things differently, because that's going to be your value add to any company when it comes to it. It's not going to be I can, I can act or I can do this. It's like your vision for how this character is supposed to come to life, or your vision for how this photo is supposed to look, this angle of this, or your vision for how this video is supposed to come out, or whatever the case is. Like having that vision is what's going to take it to the next level. Let me see. Tapping into the comments. Oh yeah, you're definitely safer now. I see actors possibly cut loose. Competition with AI will make things stiff. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. You're gonna have to be a really good actor. That's for sure. It'll force you to better a flat line. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it'll, like always, and we've talked about this before. Anytime new technology comes out, the cream always rises to the top. You know what I'm saying? So some people aren't going. It's going to shake out people. You know what I'm saying? It's going to shake out people. Some people aren't going to be able to rock with it, because some people aren't going to be able to step up to the next level that's needed, that's necessary to have success. And I'm sure some people felt that same way when we shifted industries, from the industrial age to, the technology age, or whatever the case is. Like as we shifted, some people weren't able to acclimate to the new environment. Some people weren't able to enhance their skills or grasp the information that was being processed. And again, we're transitioning. We're coming to another part, and they may not see it right now, and it's going to continue to trickle down to the masses. But the people that are in the know, that are like tapped into the new information and see where the world is going when it comes to stuff, when it comes to just payment systems, or we talk about digital assets and things of that nature, and just understand like, okay, these are the way things are going. Blockchain, like all the buzzwords you guys are hearing, but people who are really tapped into that and understand what the technologies are doing around the world, those are the people that are going to be the most susceptible to success within it, because they're already gravitating towards it. They're already opening themselves up to the new information or new changes. They're not resistant to it. Their energy, their spirit isn't resistant to the change that's coming. And I feel like you have to be that way no matter what. Let me see. The AI replacement, along with the terrible residuals, they were literally getting paid pennies. Yeah, that's awful. I think, and you guys let me know. I think I saw Terrence Howard say that he was paid like $12,000 for Hustle and Flow, and that wasn't the kicker. So to me, that's the kicker. I'm like, bro, getting paid $12,000 for a whole movie, that's crazy to me. Like, I didn't realize that they were getting paid that little. I didn't know actors was paid that little. I had no idea. But I saw that and I was like, wow, that's unfortunate. But the kicker was the actor that he portrayed was named DJ. So that was his rapper name on there. But he didn't own the intellectual rights to the rapper DJ. So all the songs that he performed on the movie, he also didn't get paid for. So all the perpetuity and the residuals from the songs that he performed on the movie that were released, he never got a dime out of that either. So I was like, wow, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand how the industry was, but that's next level. That's next level right there. It was like, we're gonna get you this way, and then we're also gonna get you this way. Like, that's wild, man. I'm not laughing at his situation or anything like that. I'm just like, the situation is just so crazy to me that it's hard for me to fathom. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, my mind is blown. Yeah, it's just crazy. And those songs was definitely on Spotify, bro. Those songs was definitely on Spotify, and people were streaming them. People were streaming "Whoop That Trick" and all those different songs, and yeah, he didn't get nothing for that. So I think he said he had to sue, or he is suing, or in the process of suing for 20 years of residuals that he never received, or whatever the case may be, off of the songs that were performed on there that he, obviously feels like he has the right to receive. So it's crazy, man. Like, that whole scene is crazy. The music industry, everything like that. It's like you really have to be knowledgeable before you even get into it. Even if you know that you're doing an opportunity that you should be getting a better check for, but you're like, you know what, I'm looking at it more so for the opportunity. You still need to just be aware. Like, there's no reason that music artists should not own their music for like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, or however long it takes. I think I saw who was it? Kanye. He just said that I guess this is his first independent album is Vultures. So this is the first album that's going to be completely independent for him. And I guess he'll get the rights to his other music like 30 years down the line. I think Kurt Franklin said the same thing. Kurt Franklin was like, he didn't have access to any of his music, any of his masters, to where he was getting paid off of them for like 30 years. But now he's reached a point in the game where he's still making hits. Fortunately, he's still relevant. And now he also gets the money from all of his old hits that he made a long time ago. So it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. Like that type of stuff just kills me. I can't believe that's just the way the game is set up. Ownership is so key. Yeah, absolutely. Ownership is super key. People need to get serious about intellectual property, for sure, for sure. And it's one of the things that I've had conversations with people all the time about. It's like if I were, and I try to think about like people who are young and get success so fast, right? So if you're 18 years old, 19 years old, 20, and then you're automatically just thrust into the success, it's difficult to know the right decisions to make. A lot of times you're trusting other people. And I think that's the toughest part, man. Like when you have to trust other people with your livelihood, with your money, that's tough, man. I can't imagine being in a situation to where I have to trust other people with my money, even at that age. Like that's tough. Like, because a lot of times, I'm not going to say all the time because there's that 1%, but I think 99% of the time, most people don't have your best interests at heart when it comes to like financial and money. There's 1% of people I feel like that do, that are really like, yo, I want to make sure you're eating, you're good. I don't care about myself. But a lot of times people are thinking of the best interests of themselves first. And then they're doing that when it comes to financial stuff. Not saying necessarily in every spectrum, but I've noticed that when it comes to financial stuff, a lot of the stories are kind of consistent with that. So it's not my personal belief is I'm a very like optimistic person. Anybody who knows me will tell you that. Like I'm very optimistic. I like to believe the best in people. But when it comes to, stuff like that, it's kind of like, hold up. Hey, what up? I'm just on live on Facebook talking to the people. Yeah, I'm talking to you right now live. This is all right, cool. All right. So I appreciate you guys. So let me see. What was it saying? That's also why you have to look at these contracts. You really have to know what you're signing up for and settling for. Yeah, and I think a lot of people need to do that. I don't think a lot of people really tap into what they're signing. And I know at least for me, like I'm reading the entire contract. I'm reading the entire contract. I'm trying to see exactly what I'm signing, regardless of what it is. I'm really trying to tap into that. Even with terms and conditions, like on terms and conditions with social media websites, I still breeze through that. Like I'm like, okay, let me just see if there's anything that kind of stands out to me that I just so I'm aware of it. I know a lot of times it's like, yo, it is what it is, but I would want to have the awareness of like I know what I'm getting myself into. And Terrence, you could probably speak to this more than anybody, but just intellectual property is crazy. Like you have to have that. And I don't think people think of that enough when it comes to like photos and just different elements of like what you're doing and how you're moving. Hold up, my bad. I am to bring your house when you're done. Okay. All right. But my bad. I'm trying to multitask, but I appreciate everybody tapping in. I got some errands I have to run now, so I'm about to get to it. But I do appreciate everybody tapping in and engaging and just us having a conversation, man. Did you guys enjoy this chat? Was it cool? Was there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about that we didn't hit on that we could talk about maybe in the next live? I know my homeboy O talking about something. I got the Kevin Samuel vibes going with the suit on. I might actually start wearing suits, man, when I do it. Shoot, I got so many suits in there. I might start throwing them on. And it's crazy because honestly, I didn't even realize that I had been on here 54 minutes. Like time really flies. Like time really does fly when you're just chopping it up, having a good time. So again, I appreciate you guys just for tapping in and you know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing, man. Everybody keep killing it. I'll be back next time, man. Peace.